Today we're going to do a review of a 1966 Impala Super Sport. Basically a walk around of the car and a more detailed view of each and every option that was available for the 1966 full-size Chevrolet model car. To start with a quick view of the car itself. We'll do this list in alphabetical order of options so everybody can follow easily. First option available, A01 tinted glass. This car has option A01. You can see the safety plate soft rate listing right there. All windows are tinted on this car. Option A02 was tinted windshield only. Now, some people feel or think that when you ordered air conditioning, you automatically got tinted windows. That is not the case. Next option, A31 power windows. This car has power windows, driver's control, all four. Then each door and quarter has their own control, as you can see. Option A33 is a power tailgate. That's for station wagons. A39 deluxe seat belts, which we have. Front retractors. The metal buckles, the plastic buckles were standard. It has front and rear deluxe belts. Alright, model A42, six-way power seats. Those are for bench seats. Obviously not available on this car with bucket seats. And model A46, option A46 is power bucket seat. And here's a control toggle right here. Forward, backward, up, and down. So it does have A46 power bucket seats. Alright, option A51 was or is designated for the Caprice. A51 included bucket seats, console, lower padded dash, and the gauge package, as you see here, which I'll go over a little more when I get to option D59 that was used in the Impala Super Sport. A53 Astro bench seat was a bench seat that looked like it had bucket seat backs. A66 divided second seat. This car also does not have. A81 headrests. This car does have factory headrests, and they manually push up and down to adjust. Pretty rare option. A82 are the same headrests, but for bench seats. Again, this car has buckets. A85 deluxe shoulder harness. We do not have the shoulder harness in this car. It was available later in the year, in March of '66. Pretty rare option again. A96 stowage compartment lock, again for station wagons. B01 heavy duty body equipment, not available in this model. Taxi cab equipment, B02, same thing. B39 for other vehicles other than Impala, SS, and Caprice. Same thing with B50 foam rubber seat cushion. CO5 folding electric top, obviously just for convertibles. This is a hard top, so it does not have that. CO8 vinyl roof cover. Again, this car does not have a vinyl roof cover. It was available in other models also. C48 less heater equipment. That was an actual credit that you got if you wanted to opt out of the heater. C50 rear window defroster. This car had and has a factory rear window defroster. That rear window defroster should be in place of that speaker grill. The rear window defroster was not available when you had AM/FM multiplex. C51 rear window deflector was a station wagon. Alright, C60 air conditioning, as you can see right there. Center grill, right grill, left diffuser group. Just to get a look under the hood, compressor, air conditioning unit, just to see what it looks like. Now, the air conditioning unit also came with heavy-duty radiator. That's a VO1 we'll get to, and there's the clutch fan it also included when you had air conditioning. That was also available as a separate option, KO2. C75 air conditioning control equipment, or comfort control, looks similar, but it had a dial where you set the dial to whatever temperature you wanted, and it also had a sensor up here that regulated or that read the temperature inside the vehicle. All right, D59. D59 was the gauge package in an Impala Supersport. Now, gauge package also included the lower dash padding. Very often you'll find the gauge package where they cut off the top section because they couldn't get it to fit properly because they left the brushed aluminum rather than securing the lower dash padding and installing it properly so you get a good fit. Now, the D59 package included the battery gauge, the manifold gauge, temperature gauge, oil pressure gauge. When you ordered a tachometer, as this car has, normally you would get, rather than the manifold gauge, you would have a clock there, and that's what this button is for. The clock control sticks out of there when you have a clock there, which is a correct thing that this car should have. All right, F40 heavy duty suspension. You'll have a thicker front sway bar, and you'll have heavier duty. F41 similar, but on an F41 you also had a rear sway bar that this car does not have. F60 special front springs, separate option this car does not have. G66 air booster rear shock absorbers. You fill them up like traditional air shocks that you're used to. G67 automatic level control. You had a control that actually controlled the height of the rear shocks. It had a leveling kit built inside of it to keep it wherever you wanted to at a stationary height, whatever you selected. G80 posi traction is not much I can show you. Those are the gears inside, and this car does have posi traction. G94 is a 331 ratio, G96 a 355 ratio, and H01 was a 307 ratio, H05 a 373 ratio. Those were just different choices you had in the selection of rear axle ratios. J50 power brakes, again, that this car does have. Metallic brake facings. J65 the car does not have. KO2 fan drive equipment, as I said, was a separate option, but it also came included with air conditioning. K19 air injection reactor. Usually you'll see those more in you'll see those in California cars along with K24. K30 speed and cruise control. This car does have speed and cruise control. That's a power servo unit. That's a carburetor rod. There's a control unit from inside. You turn it on and set it at whatever speed you want to maintain. All right, one more thing I'm going to show you on the cruise control. A lot of times, like I said, you see these on eBay, and very often the servo unit bracket is missing. And what's always missing is this bracket. This moves the windshield washer container from the standard location, which is over here, to this new location. And it's got the holes for the existing windshield washer bracket to screw into. So make sure that you do ask if they have that bracket. If not, you'll find it on eBay. It has been reproduced because it's so often missing. K45 oil bath cleaner, not available for this car. Ignition, K66 transistorized ignition, car does not have. K76 61 amp generator. K79 42 amp generator, K81 62 amp generator, L30 V8 327 275 horse. That's exactly what this car has. 327 motor, 275 horse.